Hey, brand builder, Rory Vaden here. Thank you so much for taking the time to check out this interview. As always, it's our honor to provide it to you for free. And wanted to let you know there's no big sales pitch or anything coming at the end. However, if you are someone who is looking to build and monetize your personal brand, we would love to talk to you and get to know you a little bit and hear about some of your dreams and visions and share with you a little bit about what we're up to see if we might be a fit. So if you're interested in a free strategy call with someone from our team, we would love to hear from you. You can do that at brandbuildersgroup.com/podcall, brandbuildersgroup.com/podcall. We hope to talk to you soon.
Welcome to another episode on the influential personal brand. This is one of your co-hosts, AJ Vaden here. I am here today with a friend that we recently got reunited. We randomly were at the same mastermind event together. And I don't think until here recently, I had seen Vinney in probably 15 years. Been a really long time, and was such an honor to get to run into him. He's the happiest, most joyful human on planet Earth, which you will all get to have a taste of in just a moment. But first, before we kind of jump into our conversation, I'm going to give a couple of high-level things that you need to know about Vinney Chopra and why you need to stick around. It's kind of going to be one of those interviews where we talk about personal branding, we talk about business, we talk about entrepreneurship, but we're also going to talk about scaling through investing. And Vinney is just a fascinating human being. And some of the most fascinating things that I think you need to know about him is that when Vinney moved to the United States almost 40 years ago, he moved here with $7. That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. $7 in his pocket. That's it. And today, he's got more than $650 million under assets. He's the author of 2 amazing books. He's a podcast host. He's a crypto investor. He is a man of many talents. And y'all, I'm just so excited to learn from him. Selfishly, I'm having Vinney on the podcast today because I want to ask him all these questions and learn for myself. And I know that if I can gain something, I know that you're going to gain something about real estate, syndication, being an author, using that to help your personal brand, but growing your business and your reputation, which are all things that Vinney has done exceptionally well. And going from $7 when he moved here to over $650 million in assets 40 years later is nothing shy of incredible. I'm so excited to have you on the show. Vinney, welcome.
Thank you, AJ. Thank you. I'm humbled. I'm privileged to be with you. I appreciate that. When I met you and Rory a few months back, maybe last month we were there, in Sarasota. It was fabulous to meet you all. And I saw you in presentation. You're dynamic. I mean, the company you have built is super, just so great. And I'm so fortunate to be with you today.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine. It's like even in Vinney's text, y'all, he just emotes joy. It's like even his text messaging, he's just like the happiest guy. And I'm so excited to get to spend an hour with you. So, all right, Vinney. So I kind of gave you a little bit of advance notice. And I clearly shared a tiny, tiny little microcosm of all of the things that you've accomplished. But here's what I want to do first is I want to help our audience get to know you. And so I'm just going to lay it out there. You can tell us as much or as little as you want, but how did you go from moving to the United States with $7 to being a multi-time international best-selling author, podcast host, and most impressively, this incredible real estate investment empire? How did this all happen?
Thank you. Thank you. AJ, actually, I came with a very humble beginning. We are 6 siblings. 4 sisters and 2 brothers, including me. We lived in 1-bedroom apartment. I think it was 300 square feet total, literally, like 1 bedroom, 1 living room, and a hallway. Never had a television, never had like a telephone or a refrigerator when I was growing up, all the way till 11th grade, I think. We only had a bicycle and, the 2 legs cycle, right? Walking. So that's all we had. And but I recall back, I think I was more goal oriented guy even from the start. I was very studious. I give really credit to our dad. Mom and dad have passed away now, but he would hold a school. What? A school in the home after dinner every night, because he really wanted to make sure that we are learning everything and knowing the lectures, what teacher is going to teach us next day. So that really gave us very good power to learn and be aggressive and to really top in the class. If I may boast a little bit, in the junior high I kind of topped, in the high school I topped there. Also in studies I got a free scholarship, 5-year scholarship from the Indian government to. I always wanted to become an engineer. So I'm a mechanical engineer. I took my 5 years to get the degree. Then I worked with Larsen Toubro, which is Reliance Group, one of the biggest company in India. But then I came here. I always wanted to do MBA, Masters in Business Administration. I thought, marketing and engineering, I can make a good living in USA or in India. So I came here with $7. Now I could only bring $7. My grandpa actually paid for my ticket to come here. My parents didn't want me to come here. So I had a lot of hurdles in my life. Even the visa department gave me trouble for 1.5 years. They wouldn't give me the visa. The George Washington University accepted me, but I wouldn't get visa. But I kept on trying and persuasive and persistive. Anyway, we got it. So then I came here with $7. My uncle sponsored me. So first tuition he paid, I think $1,500 or something. Then I sold books. One of my good friends said, "Vinney, what are you doing?" I said, "I don't know. I just came from India." Most of the people couldn't understand me. Still, people can't understand me. Big, thick accent I had. But anyway, he said, I sold Bible books and encyclopedias and it made money. I said, okay, I'll go along. So that's what happened. I cut my teeth in sales, an engineer converted into a salesperson.
This is amazing. It's like one of those stories of when we think about overcoming the odds as someone who lives in America, it's a really different story when you compare it to really no access to education and like no vehicle, 300 square foot with 8 people living in it. Like that's a different level of humble beginnings than what we hear most often, specifically on this podcast. And so I know that after college, right, you took clearly a job. So what was your first job? Like, did you go into engineering or did you say the sales and marketing thing is more?
It just so happened. I worked like 80 hours a week. I know Rory also worked, I think, in the similar profession, but that was like selling through summer months while I was going for George Washington University. And we'll sell books and encyclopedias 13 hours a day, knocking on doors. That really made me tougher. It made me being very, accepting rejection and making sure that I could really down deep in myself, figure out ways to overcome and be happy, I guess. I was not always smiling like this, but I just always felt like, okay. And they gave us great many books, by the way. Og Mandino, greatest salesman in the world, Charlie Tremendous Jones, Dale Carnegie's book, How to Influence People and, Win Friends, then Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill's. I remember those 7 books really got me going mind-wise. And thinking, oh, I forgot, Magic of Thinking Big by W.J. Schwartz, all these are very, very great books. So that's when, after about 3 summers, I said, you know what, I'm enjoying it so much. Let me just put the engineering in a box, literally for some time. And let me try out other avenues. So I became promotional consultant, fundraising consultant. I ranked, raised my bar high. So I never went back to engineering. Can you believe it?
I mean, it's kind of one of those things where I think people forget the power of learning how to be a great salesperson.
Yeah.
Right? It does not matter what business you're in, right? It doesn't matter what you're doing, having the skills of knowing how to make a sale and have influence. Like even as a parent, right? It's like I'm selling every day and my kids are the best negotiators on the planet, right? It's like there is just so much power in knowing how to make a sale that makes you a great business person. So I know that you went on and you were in fundraising for 40 years?
Yeah, 37.
37.
3 summers. Yeah.
But a really long
I
time.
retired in 2015.
So I want everyone to pay attention to that. Let me call that out. So Vinney retired after a 37-year career with the same company, right? But 37 years, and you retired in 2017. It's 2022, y'all. So your real estate investing really started 5 years ago.
2008, when I really took big strides. We've been married 42 years, just to say everybody, and I'll be 70 this year. I'm so happy. I'll be, after 50, I say every birthday we go backward. So actually I'm only 30, mind of 17 maybe.
I love it. I love it. But it's like, I think it's really important that I think just so often we feel like we look up at some point in our life and we just feel like I just thought I would be in a different place by now, or I thought I would have more or do more or something by now. And what I love about your story so much is that so much of the monumental success that you've had in books and everything has happened post-retirement, right? Retirement was not retirement for you. Retirement
I totally agree
truly...
with you. 7 years have been spectacular growth years for me. I'm making more and doing more and being happier more. I was happy all these 40 years also. And we've been married 42 years. But what I have really scaled up has been in 7 years.
This is incredible. So, okay. So what clicked? What changed? What's different? Like, what did you start doing 7 years ago? Because really what happened is you left kind of the quote unquote corporate America. You left your, quote unquote 9 to 5, even though I know you're working more than 9 to 5, but you left that. And you said, all right, this is my, next era, right? This is the next thing I get to do in life. Why real estate? Why investing? Like, what was it? Like, what was that next step that you took when you quote unquote retired?
Surely, actually, when we got married, it all depends, when the opportunity knocks, you got to open the door. I always say that. And you should embrace it. That's what is the other thing, and being consistent in, in the things we do. So when we got married, I was in Ohio, Findlay, Ohio, and we moved to Bay Area. My peer group started talking about real estate. Hold on. I'm a promotional consultant, but I'm meeting over the weekend and all, and they're saying rental homes and investing over here and there. So when Neil and Monica were born, our 2 children, we said, okay, let's dabble into it, right? So we started investing into single family homes, and we were getting cash flows, okay cash flows. Then we went to Arizona. We bought 2 homes in one day, then another home, another rental later on the internet, went to Georgia, bought over there, went to Texas. So we kept on buying these single family homes. 2005, while working full-time also, we have a lot of free time. What we do with the free time is our own choice. So I became a broker and I declared it to the company. I'm a broker, but I'm not going into that profession. So that helped me a lot to really start building my side hustle, let's say, in real estate. So when I retired, in 2015, I started a company in 2014, November actually. And that is Monil Investment Group. Our kids' name, Monica and Neil, kind of put together. But before that, I had another company with a big major partner. I was not major partner. And then we sold all the assets in that one, later on. But this Monil Investment Group has 7 companies now in the last 7 years. And it's got Monil Senior Living, Monil Management, Monil, you name it, Academy, Multifamily Academy, and then Hospitality, Monil Hospitality, and all these different, crypto. And now we are going into Bitcoin mining. Monil Mining just got built last 10 days. What?
I mean, I love this so much because you are the epitome of, all right, it ain't over till it's over, right? And I love that. And I think too, like one of the things that really stands out at me, it's like, we always think that somehow there's these great overnight success stories, but the more that you talk to people, you learn, no, nothing is overnight. Nothing is immediate. It's all gradual. It's all consistency, right? And it's like you start doing this and then you do a little more and then a little more and then a little more. So I want to kind of talk about your personal brand for just a minute, because in addition to doing everything that you're doing with investments and real estate, you also have these academies and you've got these books and you've got podcasts, like you've got a lot going on. So what I want to know is, why write a book? Why have an academy? Like when you have so much going in this one area, what made you think, no, I've got to leverage my personal brand and my knowledge, and I want to put that to work in education and information?
My main passion is really to make 1 million millionaires. What? I mean, that's a pretty big goal. But if you look at 8 billion people on the planet, and I think how many, I was told out of 8, 4 billion have internet. I really believe that you could pass the information through the internet, online education, and that can be spread all over the globe. So that has been my passion. I've recorded maybe 1,300 lectures right now, which can really minutely teach everything that I do even better. And again, with all the tools and things, and we have dropped it down to 336 of them into a course where people can really learn everything and everything. But writing book also makes the author really dig deeper into themselves. And they even, I say teaching is twice learning. I always say that, because you try to perfect the art, because you are going out in the open to tell other people about it in simpler ways. I just have to say that, in Scottsdale, we finished the trip, right, last week. So Mark Victor Hansen and Crystal Hansen invited me for dinner. And as you know, Mark Victor Hansen wrote that book, Chicken Soup for the Soul. They sold 500 million copies. The #1 writer, author in the world. So they want to write a book on me. I said, what? They said, Vinney, we want to write a book on you, fictional character, but your life. And that book, fictional book, is getting more coverage and people are learning about the principles much better. Anyway, I thought it's been on my mind. And I told them yesterday that, yes, I gave permission and will be now doing interviews and all. And then hopefully we'll come out with it. Yeah.
I mean, I think that is just, it's a testament too of what a personal brand is all about, right? It's becoming known for something that you want to be known for. And it's like, I love what you said. It's like, teaching is just choice learning.
Yes.
Right. And I think there's so much power in what you said of like writing a book or even creating a course or creating content in general really is more self-reflection of, what do I have to say? Yeah. And how do I want to say it? And it's an art of fine-tuning your message in a way that it reaches this very specific audience. But then too, it's like, you've got this enormous goal of helping 1 million people become millionaires, right? And a part of that is, it's information, right? It's education. And so one of the things that I want to share with the audience today, anyone who's listening, is Vinney has made one of his books available, an e-copy. So if you go to vinneychopra.com/free book, right? So Vinney, VINNEY, Chopra, CHOPRA.com/free book. I'll make sure to put that in the show notes, but you can go and grab an e-version of one of his books. And I love so much that you're leveraging all of your success to help other people have success. And I think that's really incredible. And I think that's a power of a personal brand and creating valuable information, is that you're helping other people succeed, but simultaneously you're becoming more successful every single time someone else hits their goals. And I think that's a beautiful part of this whole puzzle. And so I'm super curious. And then I want to actually talk about, investing your business through, real estate and scaling. But I'm curious, it's like, there's a lot of things that you could do. So why a book? Why a course? Like why those specific things for you?
I would say definitely, that is passing down the knowledge so that in simpler terms and having people to really act on, right? A lot of people just read and read and read. I like to also hold them accountable. So I do group coaching every Wednesdays in my masterminds. Then I have personal coaching, only 4 students I take a year that way. But that's just one part of my thing, just to give back, giving. Then other side of my business is really getting into the deals and the structures and raising money. That's where I'm good at. I just raised 4.5 million in 3 hours on vacation, literally. And, and I've got 4 interviews this week with my $500,000 investors who are already seen the package, because I'm buying $65 million multifamily right now. And then also crypto Bitcoin mining is very big in my mind. And even though the crypto Bitcoin went to 31,000 or whatever, 32, we can mine it at 12,000. So still there is a huge, huge profit. And that's what I'm very, very excited about right now. Then hotels, that's the other one. And senior living is my other one. So, every angle, it's kind of like I give some time to this pocket, this time, this. So I always have believed in, AJ, that you never should say, I can only do this or this or this or this or this, but always replace the or with and, A and D. And just your subconscious and your brain will just, become so infinite, I say. When you say, I can do this and this and this and this and this, that has been the real success principle for me, to really send it out in the cosmos with the law of attraction, like the book was The Secret, right, from Rhonda Burns, which is kind of going for the last 100 years. What we think, what we conceive, and we send strong signals all around us in the cosmos. You don't even know how it's going to happen. I don't even know how these things are unraveling right now. But it's been all this energy going out, so much things are coming back in my life to make my life easier, and expanding exponentially is the word. Like today I had a meeting with great partners who are taking my lectures, redefining the lectures, and they are giving a 52-week drip system to build wealth, to become millionaires. And now we are talking, how could we do these bits of pieces of them, 54 pieces, and then going through just like what you teach, right? It's so exciting, and then I just got the new platform, high-level platform in the SAS system. I always like to be cutting edge. I want to get the best of the best that's offered right now so that we can exponentially grow.
It's interesting. It's like, although you're doing a whole bunch of different things, there is a common through line. And, we talk a lot about that at Brand Builders Group, but you really have the common through line. The common thing in every component of what you're working on is investment.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if it's personal investment and learning, or it's real estate or Bitcoin or mining or, senior living or hotels. It's all about investment.